Hey guys, so in my recent flashlight tip video, I explained basically that every single killer is locker flashlight savable, except for Pyramid Head and Ghostface in certain situations. If you want more context to that, the link is in the description below. But I wanted to make another video because since then we actually learned a little bit more about what causes the locker flashlight bug, and more importantly, the specific thing that causes it will make other killers unsavable. So what does trigger this bug, you might ask? And well, it's the killer's refresh rate. Refresh rate is the monitor, or I guess television's ability to display information each second, just like FPS. The thing is though, FPS does not affect this bug. It's only the refresh rate. So let me explain what we found out, and then I'll explain how we found it out. So what we found out was if the Blight specifically runs a refresh rate from 165 Hz to 240 Hz, the Blight is locker flashlight savable. And if the Blight runs a refresh rate of 144 Hz to 160 Hz, they are not locker flashlight savable. And this is consistent match to match to match. This is with other things considered: frames, clean config, clean engine files, verified files, native resolution. I hosted for all the tests. And the reason we know that frames or config or engine files have nothing to do with it is because originally we had two killers. One was locker flashlight savable, my friend Lynn, and one was not locker flashlight savable, my friend Asher. As we tested different things to make sure they were the same, we saw that Asher and Lynn had the same frames. We had Asher copy and replace his config and engine files just in case there was a bug or some kind of mistake in his files. We made sure they were both running the same resolution, which they already were. We had Asher verify his game files, but not Lynn, just in case Lynn did have a bug in her game files. We didn't want to have that verified out. So we had Asher verify his files, and with clean verified files, he was still not locker flashlight savable, and Lynn was. So one of the last things that we checked was if they had the same refresh rate. Asher was on 144, Lynn was on 240, and of course, this was the last thing because when we had Lynn run any refresh rate 160 and lower, she was not savable. And when we had Asher run refresh rates higher than 165, he became savable. Of course, this information is almost completely useless to a player in a public match because they have no way of knowing what refresh rate a killer is running. But in 1v1s or other custom games, I guess you could request that information or just have a certain requirement. Keep in mind, these refresh rates were tested directly on the Blight. With a very quick test of Pyramid Head, we've noticed that it seems to be flipped the other way, that below 160 Hz, he is savable, and above 165, he's not. So keep in mind this is a bug, and as bugs go, it might not be consistent across all killers, because keep in mind, killers like Trapper, Wraith, Billy, Nurse, these basic killers that have been around forever never experience this bug. So it's hard to say exactly why. Sometimes some of the newer killers on certain hertz don't experience the bug, and some newer killers on certain hertz opposite of the other one also experience the bug and whatever. So huge shout out to my Patreons, particularly Lynn, for sitting through the custom game for a couple hours while we go through their files and have them change resolution or whatever while we try to figure out what this bug is. Also thanks to Asher and Ballistic for kind of forcing me to go into a custom game and figure out what the problem actually was, and for hanging out for a couple hours while we did that. Don't forget to like if you like, subscribe if you like me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.